Gotta see things, see new faces and brand new things. Gotta go places and do things. Maybe to forget.
What's up, everybody? This is Ivan Farka, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to do a panorama. Basically, I just shot these handheld, trying to get the horizon in one of the grid lines. Right here, you can see the size and the settings I had, and you can see how each take is a third of the way. So I have a third of the way into the other frame. So I give Lightroom or Photoshop, Lightroom in this tutorial, a chance to do the panorama. So we select all of them, right click and Photomerge Panorama, or the shortcut is Control or Command M. Here it's creating a panorama preview so we can see what it would look like. It's going to take just a little while, and there it is. You can see the detail on it. We zoom in first to see if it's well stitched, then we go to the boundary warp and see what that does. For me, that kind of bends it, and this right in the middle, right there, is where I like it. So I hit merge, and it's basically creating the panorama. As you see, I didn't do anything to the previous shots. No color corrections, no highlights, no shadows, nothing. And the cool thing about this is Lightroom does a DNG, which is a raw format. So it keeps the raw information of all the images, all these 5 images, and it does a panorama with a full resolution, like a lot more than what you would get from one single shot. And there it is. You can see it right there. We select it, and you can see it's a DNG. But the cool thing is the size of it. We can print this like on a billboard. It has so much detail. It's crazy. You can actually see the edges right there. Look at the horizon. All those edges are clean. Lightroom did a great work on this. Look at where the mountains are, like right there. Look at that. You can still see detail all the way to the back. Okay, so here it is. 11,456 by 6,706. That's a 100 megapixel shot, I think. But here it is. So I go to my normal workflow, which is down the highlights, up the shadows, change the Adobe color to landscape. The Adobe landscape is really nice. You can see I clicked, now I'm gonna put a little bit of the darker sky with this gradient tool, just a tiny bit. I'm gonna up the contrast right about there so we don't lose a lot of shadows. We're not crunching it. Oh, this is too blue. I think that's great. Gotta do a little bit of dehaze to get a little bit more contrast in there. Just a tiny bit. The vibrance in this place is so full of color, you almost don't need any. I'm gonna leave it probably at 0, this one. Over here we can, on the curves, we can add a little bit more contrast in there, doing an S shape. You can actually see how contrasty it looks now. Still kind of flat, but we're gonna work with that. HSL I'm not going to touch. And detail. Okay, here I'm going to add a little bit of detail, so it's bringing sharp. I'm going to sharpen the image, basically. That's what detail is. So I'm going to grab a part that has like dark color, so I can see how much noise and how much sharpening I'm doing. So I'm going to up the sharpening right about 60, 66, and I'm going to hit Alt and use the masking. My computer's a little bit slow, but with Alt you can see it gets you a white and black and white image. Let me zoom out so I can show you. I try to take the masking and leave the sky all black. So I go Alt, click on the slider, you're gonna see, there it is, that black sky. That's where we're going for. And that's sharpening almost everything right there, because there's a lot of detail. Radius and detail I'm going to leave as is. Noise, I don't think that has that much. I'm going to leave the noise as is. Now you can see all that detail right there. See that? Before and after. Can actually see those details right in there. There you go. It refreshed already. So I think I did a little over sharpen, and I'm gonna remove chromatic aberration. If it has any, that's gonna remove it. Transform, I can see it's like slanted to the right. Let's see if upright auto does anything, which is my basic. I do that almost in all my shots. I think I'm just gonna level it with the crop. You can see all the white parts that were done by stitching, and that's around where my horizon line is. And boom, there it goes. I'm gonna crop it just a tad bit more, so I take out those white borders, put it in there. Good, I like it. Take off the crop, and now it looks better. Effects, I'm really not gonna mess with that, and neither the calibration. Punch that subscribe button. It's gonna help me a lot. It's gonna make me do more tutorials. Send me messages if you need anything.